I'll put that out there probably tomorrow, send it with a link so that it can be watched back.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. My name is Sarah Clayton. I'm from Kennedy office, and I'll be your sales rep. My role is to help you build a working relationship with Kennedy and help you find all the solutions to your office needs. And you also be assigned a customer service rep. Her name is Faye Barefoot. And I'll be sending all that contact information out along with your login information to each of you so that you have that contact. You can call directly and you'll always get Faye or you'll always get me. And that way, we'll get to know you better, you'll get to know us better, and we'll know your needs, and it'll be a nice relationship. Sensus started this process to pare down to a single source for office supplies, and so that's kind of why we're all doing this. I want to make sure that this is as smooth of a transition for all of you as possible because I know that you've not been using Kennedy. We have been in business for over 55 years. It is a family-owned company in North Carolina, although we do have national capability. We are one of the largest independent office suppliers in the Carolinas and among the largest in the nation. So we do have the ability of the big box stores. So we just don't want you to think that we're small, or because we're small that we are small. We're not. You'll be set up to order online, and it is next day delivery. Bill is set up as the senior buyer, and the remaining, everybody else is set up as junior buyers, and that just is a way to kind of push all the spend through one individual, or sometimes two. At some of the sites have two senior buyers, and that way the spend is being monitored properly. Does anybody have any questions so far? Nope. Okay.
No.
Let's get started. This is our, can you all see this? If I pulled it up, is my screen being shared properly?
No, I can't see it.
No, I cannot see it.
Let me just make sure.
Now I can.
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad I asked, otherwise I would have just been talking. Okay. This is our Kennedy Connect. It's our website. You do have to have a username and password to access it. And when you do access it, it is all census-based pricing. So all of the pricing that goes through here is specific to Sensus. So if you were to log in at a different company, the pricing would be different because we have contracted with you all to honor specific pricing. Along with that, there is a core list that I'm going to show you how to access, so that if you are ordering something, you're going to want to make sure that you're sticking to the core list, because those are the items that we've worked with Sensus to compile so that you're getting the pricing that you're supposed to be getting. After today's meeting, I'll be sending out an email to each of you with your login information. I'm just going to say right now it's your first initial and your last name, and for now your password will be Kennedy, all lowercase. I'll send that out also in the email. And you can change your password upon first use. So each junior and the senior, you all have your individual login information. I'm going to log in as myself. I've been working with the locations in Raleigh for about a year now. So I'm a junior under Sherry Hinton. She is at the Davis Drive location. So I go and I inventory for her, and then I enter in orders, and then they go over to her because she has to approve the orders for them to be put through. So I'm going to log in as me, just so that you can see what you'll be seeing as a junior user. When you first log in, it gives you to the launch page. This is just the general, what everybody will see. And then there's the tabs along the top. So there's different ways that you can put your order in. The easiest I find is the quick order screen, but I'm going to show you all the 3 different ways that you can do it. There is a favorites list, and in your favorites, let's have to move this out of my way. In your favorites list, you're going to see that top one, which is a master core list, and this list will be shared with all of you. So you'll all have this already preloaded into your account. The first one is the master core list, and that shows everything that's included in the list that you see below. So we just categorized the items for you, and then also gave you the entire list, so you could just shop right off of that list. Some of you will be responsible for different departments, and so we have you set up, you'll be able to pull out different departments here. So there's an account section, and under there you can choose the account that you wish to order for. I have 3 accounts that I order for here in Raleigh. So if I click 4 actually, so if I click choose my account, it takes you to the screen where you can select your account. Davis Drive is one of the accounts, and then there are 3 others, and so you can pull up your accounts that way. That just helps you with departmental billing purposes. It puts everything into its own account, and that way when you do get billing, it's separated out for you already. So I'm going to be building an order. I did inventory for Sherry yesterday, so I've already saved that partial order here, and then I have some more items to add, and I was going to just do that and use that as part of our tutorial so you could see the process. So this is going to go to Davis Drive location, and it's not 633. I need to switch to the other one. We're going to do, let's see. And then we hit the continue button. Okay. Now, again, you can order straight off the favorites list. I know that some of the items that I want to order are pens. And so I'm just going to go down to, I've got to move this, sorry. Writing supplies. And I already know that I want to order a Papermate pen. So I just scroll down until I find that, and then I can add it right to my list. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's very similar to, other websites that you're probably already using. Let's see, where is it? There it is. So it's this pen that I want, and I need to order that's per dozen. I need to order 1 dozen of those. So I'm going to add them to my cart that way. The other way to do it, if you don't like that, I don't care for that because I don't like scrolling around. There is a quick order tab at the top. You can click on that, and if you already know your item numbers, you can enter them that way. And so you can just add in whatever item numbers you already know you want to use, and then add them that way. And it shows you right away that that is the item. It tells you how they're sold, so those are each, and I know that I need 12 of those, so I can change that field, go on to the next one. So I'm just going to add those. I'm going to add one more thing so you can see that. This is another pen, and I know that I just need 1 of those. After I do that, I can just add them all to my cart, and it dumps it right into my cart, and then it shows you your cart. Now, I had already saved an order. You can see up at the top that there's a saved order, so if you want to build a cart and then hold it and then add more, you can do that. If you click on saved order, you can combine this with what's already in your cart. So you just move it, and it asks if you would like to merge that with your current cart, which I would like to do. So I submit, and it puts that order now all together. So when I enter the order, or when I submit the order and check out, it goes all into one order, so it's not split out. I'm going to switch accounts right now just to show you I am going to add something for another location because they needed it, and I'll show you the card after that so you can see. Those of you who will be ordering for different departments, it shows you right in your cart what that looks like. So I switched over to the Morrisville, it's a perimeter park location, and I'm going to add for them the compressed air. So I'm going to go under my favorites list. I know that that's going to be, I believe it's under computer accessories. It could be wrong. And there it is at the top. That's the compressed air. I'm going to add one to my cart. And then I can look at my cart, and it will show you that that is set up for a different department. So you can see here that that is going to the Morrisville location. It's just that one item. These are all going to the Davis Drive location, and that's those items. So basically, the idea of this is that you're shopping all of your items off of this list. If you wanted to print your lists, you could. So if you wanted to have all the item numbers handy for yourself, you could go into your cart, and there's this print button here. And you can print them with the thumbnail images if you like to have the visual. You can print them without the thumbnail images, and that prints out all of those available items in the core list that Sensus has put together. If you know you want a binder, you really need to stick to this list here. Anything that you want to order off of the list really needs to go through your senior. And you can see all of the items have that yellow C next to them. That shows you that that is a contracted item, that that's an item that is on your list. If there is something on here that you do need, go under the search up here and do a search for those items there. And it works just like any other website does. It'll find those items for you so you can narrow some things down. Are there any questions?
Sarah, whenever these shipments come in, like, and you have the different departments like you put up there, will those boxes be marked?
They will. They'll come in separate boxes, and it'll have that information on there.
It's like in Uniontown here, we're in one plant, one location, but we have several different departments.
Right. So it's going to just that one place, but different departments. I don't want to. I think that that's the case, that it will set it up separately as different shipments. Let me verify that though, because Betty is not in here with us. Usually she could answer that question a little bit better than I could. That's my understanding, that it goes out as a separate order. Okay. And that also helps you with your, your invoicing all is then kept separate. Is that how you would like it done, or would you like that?
We'd like to show that separate orders so that our receiving knows how to distribute them.
Okay. So you would like them to be sent separately in different?
Yeah, either by a cost center or a name.
Okay.
Name if we can.
Let me double check and see how that would appear to you, because that I'm not sure of. I think it just goes out, and on the label it has the department number. I don't have a label right in front of me. When you look at something, you're used to seeing it, you don't pay attention to the details.
We have a department. We can have a list that we can follow for that too.
Labeled.
Something that we can buy.
Okay. And I'll see if it might be, like you said, easiest if it had a name on it, so that you could see that. I know that when you go to, let me switch over back to the cart, you can add comments in this section. If you know that item is specific to someone in the department, let's say it's going to Lindsay, you could just type Lindsay in there.
Okay.
And then that shows up there. That might help, but again, I'm not sure how that shows up on the, if it shows up on the box that way, I don't believe that it does. I think it would show up on your packing slip that way.
Will
Yeah.
there be separate invoices for the different departments?
It is departmental billing, so yes. And those
Okay.
those are set up for you all as emailed invoices.
Okay.
So it comes with a packing slip in the box, but then the invoices are emailed.
Okay.
The name would be on the packing slip, so we'd be able to tell that way.
Right. As long as it's put into the comments field, it would be there. And the department would be on the packing slip. But I think that there's a sticker on the front of the box where the department shows up.
Okay, yeah, that would be the best.
Okay. And I'll verify that and let you know, but I am almost 100% certain that that's how it is. I'm just taking some notes really quickly so I remember what to ask and to get back to you on them. If you don't, I can move into the checkout phase. Are you fine with me moving on?
Yes.
Yeah, you can move on.
Okay. Once you've entered everything and you have your cart the way that you want it, you're just going to check out. And of course, I'm set up as a junior buyer. When I hit checkout, it's just showing me that it's changing that to Lindsay. That's why it went yellow on us. Did it do it? Okay. When I hit checkout, I go to this screen and it's going to show me my order will be submitted for approval. And in your case, it would be to Bill. In my case, it goes to Sherry Hinton. It's still not placed yet, though. I have to come over here and click a place order. That's just giving you an alert and giving you an opportunity, if there are any promotion codes out there, to enter that in at that point. And then I'm going to place my order. Now, at this point, it does not come to Kennedy yet. It goes first to the senior buyer. So it's not an order that has yet been submitted. It's going over to, in your case, Bill. So it will tell you your order has exceeded your order limit and is placed on hold. But you're going to see that message. Don't worry about that. They've just asked that all of the orders go through the senior. So that's why it says that. And that an email has been sent, and that will go to Bill for order approval. So at this point, Bill will see an email come through to him that says that there is an order awaiting his approval. So he can click on that. It'll pull up the order, and then I'm going to show you what he's going to see at that point. We can continue shopping and create a new cart if we want. I'm going to log out, and then I'm going to log in as Sherry so you can see what your senior buyer will be seeing. Okay. And again, your username is going to just be your first initial and your last name. And then Kennedy, for now, will be your password. Okay. So when Sherry logs in, she sees that she has 2 orders pending approval. And that's just because 2 different departments have ordered. So she can click on that. And then she can look and see what's been ordered. So she has the ability to just, if she already knows what it is, she can just click on that and approve it. If she wants to take a closer look, she can click on the glasses, and it shows what it is. And it does also show that that is contract pricing. She can edit the cart if she wants to. If she decides that, if this was not the correct item, let's say you put in a different air duster cleaning spray and it wasn't the one that was contract pricing, she can change that. If you call her and say, oh, I meant to put in quantity of 2, that's something that she can go ahead and edit for you. And she can also give a reason. She can change how it's billed. She can change the PO at that point. Up here it's showing the status of the order. So any changes can be made down here. Again, she can change the quantity and enter it. I'm not really going to do that, so I'm going to switch that. She can deny items. She can select an item and deny those items, and then it will ask for a reason. You can say, we already have some in stock that you weren't aware of. And then she can return to pending orders. So that one, if we want to approve, we can click on it and just submit it for approval. And so that order has been successfully approved. An email will go to the junior to let them know that their order has now been approved. So you will receive notification. It also gives you your order number right here, and that'll also be in the email that goes to the buyer. Here we can see, you can view the entire order and again make any changes that you want. This screen I wish showed you the yellow C's, because that's your easiest way to see if everything has been ordered off the list, the favorites list, but it doesn't, unfortunately. So you can also expand it that way and look at it this way. This screen does show that, which is nice. So all those yellow C's, it's kind of what you want to look for. If you don't see one, that kind of alerts you to that's an item off the list, and you might need to give permission for them to purchase that item. This is just, again, just to kind of scale down your spend and keep you purchasing the most cost-effective items that will still meet all of your needs. So we can do that. Click the box, approve it, and again, now the order has been submitted. Now it goes over to our distribution center and it starts getting put together for next day delivery. So that's the process kind of in a nutshell. It's pretty easy, user-friendly. If you do get stuck on anything, again, I'm going to send you my direct line and also our customer service representative, Faye Barefoot. I'll send her direct line to you as well, along with your login, individual usernames and passwords. You'll be all set up to go.
Hey, Sarah, one thing, when the order shipped, will there be a confirmation email that the order has shipped out?
No, there really isn't. We might be able to set that up. That would come through the distributor, though. We use S.G. Richards as a wholesale group, and they're in Charlotte. And so everything gets shipped from them. Let me look into that. Would you like that to happen?
Yes. Yes.
Currently, we get that, and that way we know that it's coming.
Okay. Would like shipping alert. Okay, let me see how we can do that. If and how we can do that, and I will let you know.
The other thing, when we put these orders in, the PO, is it automatically in there?
Yes, as long as one has been put in the system, you'll see, this is a good time for me to show you that too. We can look at order history. So you can pull up that order, and it was already in there because that's how Sensus has it set up.
Okay.
So that's not something you, unless you want to change the PO, the senior can do that in that screen where you're editing the order.
And there is no low limit that you can order. Like say we order less than $50, there's no penalty, is there?
No, there is not. Nope. There's no minimum order.
I really knew the answer to that, but I want the others to hear that so that they.
Okay.
Sarah, question. With the shipping confirmation, would it be possible if we're able to get the confirmation that we also get the shipping tracking number so that if it's supposed to be here the next day and it doesn't appear to have arrived, we can trace that shipment without having to come back to you and ask for that?
Absolutely. I'll add that to that list.
Okay, thank you.
So shipping confirmation along with tracking. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Carol Schultz has a question for you.
This may be to do with her, but are we going to have an internal order form that people can look at and submit to us?
No, they.
How will they?
Oh well, we'll work that out internally with manufacturing. Okay, that's something internal. What to do?
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to show you really quickly. You can go in through your order history. Also, like you said, if there's something that didn't ship, you can say, well, here's the order. We don't, you're not charged until it is actually delivered. So let me see if there's any. This one right here, you see that there's a -1 on the order. That's because it was connected to this order up here, and it probably one item on there was back ordered. It's different. When we say back ordered, it just means it went through a different routing. Maybe it had to come out of the distribution center in Atlanta instead. You're still getting it next day. It's just that it's separated out on a different ticket, so they give it a -1. So sometimes you'll see this on there, or an item comes in back ordered. You'll probably still see it that day. It will just come in a separate shipment, and so it goes on to a different ticket. It still gets billed under the same invoice, but again, we don't bill you for anything that's not physically in the box. So if you get a box and you have 3 back ordered items on it, that's going to come in a separate box, and you just have to marry up those 2 tickets. But you'll notice it's the same number at the beginning with a -0 and a -1. So they're pretty easy to kind of match up and put together. That's more for billing purposes.
Sarah, the question come up here, say we bought something in, what is the return process?
Okay, so if there's something that you need to return, you contact us to do a return ticket. So that would be me or Faber Foot. It's in the return, and then it just gets picked up. So as long as it's not been opened, it's in its original packaging, then it will just get picked up by the UPS driver the next time they deliver, and we'll have it just a ticket available for you. So there's no charge for you to mail anything back. You don't have to go anywhere to ship it. It's just we'll pick it up for you. If there's something defective with an item, of course, that's a different situation, and it's opened, and of course we return it as a defective item. So then if it's open, that's not a big deal. But if it's something that you realize we didn't mean to order the Avery labels, they needed to be something, we'd like it returned that way.
Sometimes it happens too.
Any other questions?
No, I think we're good.
We're good right here, Sarah.
Okay. Hey, it's Renee. I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, if something's back ordered, where does that indicate that it's back ordered?
Usually it will show on your ticket the next day. And 90% of the time, or 99% of the time, when it's back ordered, it's just that it's coming in a different. But it will show you on the packing slip, there's a column that says back ordered, and instead of, it'll show you that it's not included. So the item still shows up on that packing slip, it indicates that it's not in the box. It'll be coming separately.
Okay, so you're not aware of it. You're not aware that there's a back order situation at the time you place the order?
No, because typically, well, because it doesn't get put through until it goes through the senior, and so then it goes to our distribution center, and then once it enters through them, it just depends on where it comes in the lineup. There's orders coming in from everywhere, so it comes into the computer system, and then it would alert to that. But then they just pull it to the next distribution center, which in this case would be Atlanta, and then if not there, then the next one. So typically you're still going to get it next day, it's just that it's going to be routed from a different distribution center. So back ordered is kind of misleading because it's not typically a delayed order, it's just that's how they label it. I wish they would name it something else. Like back order, they think they're not getting it. It's just the way that it's the terminology they use.
Okay, so it's just something happening behind the scenes, so it's seamless to whoever's requested the order.
I mean, that's something it won't shoot you out anything that says this is a back ordered item, and that's again because probably you're still going to get it the next day.
Okay,
Now,
it'll be received in a different box because it's coming from a different source?
correct, yeah.
Okay.
And if it is something that will be more than, that next day, if it's going to be 2 days out, an alert will come out to us and we can let you know that. If it's something that you need immediately and you can't, we can try to figure out something to do there. As it's something that didn't come the next day, that's when you also reach out to us, and that's where it's nice to kind of have that direct connection, because we can try to find ways to get it to you if there's something going on. Sometimes that does happen where there'll be, it's pretty rare, but there'll be items that for some reason are backed up days. But again, it's typically more like furniture type orders or, larger items, atypical orders. But your list is pretty typical. Most of your stuff will come next day.
Okay, so this is Renee, and I appreciate everyone who's been on the call. I am taking note of who has participated in training so far, and I've taken the roll basically off of the screenshot of the attendees. But I know there's occasions where people are in the conference room, and so not everyone gets listed. And there's a few people I just want to make sure I haven't missed. So if you're on the call, let me know. Stephanie, are you on the call?
I'm here with Bill.
Okay, I figured you were. And then Carol?
I'm with Bill also.
Okay, and then let's see, Brenda. What about Brenda?
She must not be on.
Okay, and Michelle?
Yes, I'm here with Bill.
Okay, and let me make sure we get you marked off. And then Bobby Umbel. I think I saw something that said he couldn't attend today.
I think was he out of town?
Okay. All right. So I've got everyone but Bobby and Brenda. Okay. Thank y'all.
Welcome to you. Perfect.
And then there was one last, it's Renee again, had to chime in one more time, you know me. If there's something on the core list that is an unusual item that you're going to need one time, or if there's something on the core list that you're going to use over and or not on the core list that you need to use over and over, we are going to be monitoring this. You can still order items that aren't on the core list. I would imagine you would take those to Bill and say what the purpose of the item requirement is, and he can order it through the catalog. Like I said, we're going to be monitoring our list. If we find things on the list that no one ever orders, we're going to take them off the list. If we find things that aren't on the list that are repeating orders, we're going to add them to our core list. So this list is, we narrowed our original list of over 900 office items that we purchased last year collectively as a company for North America locations, and narrowed it down to this list, which I think is, what, 108 items, 105, something like that. So this is our stake in the ground, if you will, and I'm pretty sure that this will cover most of all of our office supply requirements for each location, but it's a fluid list, and we're going to be monitoring it. So if you have any questions or if you have any issues with the process, you can certainly reach out to me, or reach out directly to Kennedy, and we'll get them worked out.
Renee, when will we be going live?
So that's a great question. We're in the process right now. I think you all are our first training group, but yes. Sarah has scheduled other training sessions for our other locations. The purpose, we want to make sure that our junior and senior buyers are trained on the tool, that you have your login credentials and can get on the tool. You can start ordering now. However, I do want to just say, once we finish our last training session, which I think is next week, I'm going to send out
tomorrow.
It's actually tomorrow. Okay, great. Then I'm going to release an internal communication that lets everyone know that we now have one provider and that in order to place orders for office supplies, we have designated junior and senior buyers, and we'll list your names so people in your groups will know who they should go to actually place their orders.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and at that point, when the announcement comes out, we will expect everyone to transition away from whatever supplier they've been using over to Kennedy.
Renee, this is Becky Renzi. Is there any way of getting a catalog for all these other junior buyers? Or is
Yes,
everything?
Absolutely. We talked about that. Sarah, can you provide however many catalogs they need for each of our locations?
That was kind of my parting comment, was that catalogs will be sent out to you. However, whatever number you need, just let us know. There's a large catalog, and then there's a smaller catalog as well. So we can certainly send both of those out to you. So do you have numbers off the top of your heads, or do you want to get back to me, Bill, with a number of catalogs you would need?
I think if we had like maybe 2 or 3 large catalogs, and then each of the junior buyers had a small catalog.
Okay. We will make sure that happens. Junior.
All one should have basically all of our core ones. I'm thinking the small one would have most of our core ones, and would that be correct, Sarah?
Yes. Yeah. What they've done is they've taken the top 10,000 items out of the large book and kind of put it into a smaller book so that it's a little easier to get through. They've taken out a lot of furniture and stuff, so yeah. But both, it's nice to have both just for the reference. And again, the website is your main catalog because that has your specific pricing. Both catalogs are lined out pricing because we have different buying structures depending on the account that's been set up. So the pricing's not in those catalogs, but again, when you pull up the website, that is Sensus pricing.
Great.
Sarah, I have one more question. You had mentioned when you were doing the shopping cart, finalizing the order, if you had a promotion code that it would be applied at a certain block. Is there ever a case where we would have a promotion code that we would apply to an item or an order?
Typically there'll be quarterly flyers that go out, which you'll also be receiving, and if there's something in there, sometimes if you order a certain number of Pentel items, there's a code that you can enter to get a free tote bag, or it's usually something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it's Renee again. I just wanted to, especially because it's the beginning of the year, it's very likely that you may be getting orders for yearly calendars. Amy Ross, who is doing our ordering here at Six Forks, sent an email out requesting, I think she put, we have like, I think 3 different styles of calendars, a desk calendar and a wall calendar, and a year to glance calendar. Yeah. So she listed those on an email, sent them out, and said, if you want a calendar, let me know which one you want. And then she was just going to collect the orders and then place one order. So I could just imagine, if people come up, oh, I need a calendar, we'd have a million orders going out. So you may just want to send for your group up there an email out, give them the selection choices, and have them respond to you by a certain time and place one order for calendars.
I believe we've already done that prior to the end of the year with our other company.
Yeah, we have our calendars.
Okay.
Now there is a section on here for calendars too, so if there are some that you need to add at this point, these are the calendars that are priced for you.
Okay, very good.
And if you come up with questions, feel free to call me, email me. We're very accessible, so if I'm not available, Faye Barefoot is always here. I can sometimes be out of the office a lot on calls, but she's always here. She's fabulous. I wish she was in on the meeting so you could meet her. But she's great. So you're in good hands.
So Sarah,
I want to thank you for the presentation. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I hope it was helpful and not confusing.
Sarah, at this point, will you be sending an email out with the link
Yes.
to all of the attendees? Okay.
I will. I'll send them their login information, the link to the website. The best thing to do is, I mean, a lot of people will bookmark the site, but the best thing to do is to bookmark the page before you have logged in, because it operates under 2 different platforms, and if things change, sometimes it doesn't carry over. So if you do bookmark your page, bookmark where you log in. I know that a lot of people want to log in and then not log in again, but that sometimes, we have found at least, does affect the user experience sometimes if things change. Kind of like they compare it to a book. It's like that's our cover, and if what's inside changes and the cover is not, then it messes things up. So.
Okay, I think that's it. We really appreciate the time, and like I said, if anyone has any issues going forward, you can reach out to me. Of course, you can reach out to Bill. We're in contact, or Sarah, and we'll work them through. We appreciate your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
You too.
Thank you.